Have you ever had one of those buy now, cry later moments with your partner spending maybe?
Oh, definitely.
Or maybe you've been in that awkward spot, choosing between like the romance
Yeah.
and keeping the Wi-Fi on?
Yeah, it's that classic dilemma, isn't it?
Mhm.
When the butterflies meet the budget spreadsheet.
Exactly.
That's often where the real test kind of begins.
Right. So today, we're doing a deep dive into that whole intersection, love and money. It can be messy, sometimes funny,
Always crucial, though.
always crucial. And we're pulling insights from a really interesting source. It's a podcast episode called Love and Money Bank Account Battles and Broke Confessions.
Okay. From Japella and Javan EP4.
That's the one.
Got it. So our mission today really is to unpack the practical stuff, the red flags.
That's with a red flag.
And maybe some strategies that actually work for handling money as a couple, tuning that conflict into, well, alignment, maybe even building some wealth.
Yeah, let's try and do that. Okay, let's unpack this. So the source jumps right into a pretty common and, often messy question. First date. Who pays? It sets such an early tone, doesn't it?
It absolutely does.
Mm.
And they highlighted that, old school view. If I invite you, I'm paying.
Right, the gesture.
Yeah, it's about the intention behind the invite. Simple as that for some.
But then they throw in that hilarious scenario, the Salt Bay and order gold steak thing.
Yeah.
The idea that some dates might make you seriously question your whole career path.
Or just wonder if you should maybe date someone with sense.
Yeah.
It's funny, but it really paints a picture of, like, clashing financial expectations right from the start.
Totally. And what's fascinating, like you said, is how much that first interaction signals about, future compatibility.
Exactly. It's not really just about the cash itself.
Yeah.
It's the unspoken rules, the expectations.
Mm-hmm.
You might be setting up from that very first dinner or coffee or whatever. It makes you wonder, are you looking for a partner or maybe a financial liability?
Oof. Okay, so moving past date one, things get serious. You're committed.
Right.
Should couples open joint bank accounts? That feels like a huge step.
It is a huge step. And the source uses this really vivid analogy. Joint accounts are like joint custody.
Oh, interesting.
Works when y'all mature, turns toxic when y'all petty.
Wow. That kind of sums it up perfectly. Maturity is key.
Absolutely. It highlights that, it can go either way,
Mm-hmm.
and maturity seems to be the deciding factor.
And they really illustrate that petty side, don't they, with those examples?
They do.
Like arguing over, what was it, 250 bob?
Yeah.
Which is, maybe just a few dollars.
Yeah, tiny amounts, like who bought snacks on Wednesday?
Right. Or that other classic, if she's buying lashes from our savings.
I'm buying FIFA points. Fair is fair.
It's so relatable, it hurts. But yeah, it's also a serious warning about how fast resentment can just, build up.
Exactly. And those unseen costs. When you share accounts but you're not financially mature,
Mm-hmm.
it's not just the money you argue about.
Mm-hmm.
It's the trust that gets eroded.
Yeah.
The sheer mental energy you waste bickering.
Yeah.
And that deep resentment that just quietly simmers,
Yeah.
affecting everything else.
Everything. So you really have to ask yourself, are those tiny arguments worth the long-term damage?
That's the question, yeah.
Okay, let's shift to red flags then. Spotting these early seems critical. What did the source say were the absolute top money red flags?
Well, they listed some really telling ones. First one, I don't believe in saving.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, that's not just about discipline, is it? It's like a fundamental difference in how you see the future. Security. Risk.
Huge difference.
And there's, let's manifest wealth, not budget it.
The manifester.
Right. And look, positive thinking is fine. It has its place.
Sure.
But it's just not a replacement for an actual concrete financial plan. It just isn't.
Yeah, you hear that one a lot, and this next one too. Why are you always checking your bank balance?
Mm-hmm. And the retort in the source was perfect. Sis, because it's low, that's why. Exactly. Or the classic, you're too focused on money.
Met with, no, I'm focused on not being broke.
These exchanges, they just instantly show this massive gap
Right.
in how people see money.
Absolutely. And what these statements really reveal about a partner's financial philosophy, well, it's crucial. You need to understand that early.
Yeah.
They highlight these fundamental differences in responsibility, planning, security, all stuff that's foundational for a stable relationship.
Totally. If you're not on the same page there.
You're basically building on shaky ground. It's just a matter of time.
So the source also had this funny skit break called the Broke Bae Olympics.
Right, yeah.
To really drive home the stark reality of money problems. It was funny, but kind of bleak too.
It portrayed that scenario really well. Like, babe, I can't afford rent this month. Can we just, like...
Move in with your aunt?
Yeah. And the response just nailed it. The aunt living in a tiny studio apartment with 3 cats and 1 window.
Oh my gosh. It's funny because it feels so potentially real for some people, right?
Yep.
Exactly. It resonates.
And that line, love don't pay for Wi-Fi, it just hits different, doesn't it?
It really does.
That core tension is right there, you know, but love is all we need, babe. Versus, well, reality.
Yeah, the undeniable truth. It's a real gut check. It reminds you that, yeah, love is essential, obviously.
Right.
But it operates in the real world, the practical world. And it raises that important question, doesn't it, about the limits.
The practical limits of love without some financial stability, yeah.
How much can just affection sustain things when basic needs aren't met? When money stress is just always there?
Constant companion.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not just about dodging bullets, dodging those red flags. It's about building something positive, right? A future.
Mm-hmm.
After looking at the pitfalls, what positive steps did the source suggest for couples who actually want to build wealth together?
Well, the insight was actually quite powerful, I thought. When couples budget together, save together, invest together, that's sexy.
Ah, okay, I like that framing.
It reframes the whole thing, right? Financial planning isn't just a chore. It's an act of, intimacy. Shared ambition.
Building something tangible, not just like getting by.
Exactly. Surviving versus thriving together.
And they gave specific examples, too, of building wealth collectively.
He did. Things like open a chama, which they explain is like an informal group savings club, common in some places.
Also like a savings circle.
Yeah. Or start a business together.
Yeah.
Or learn that Sacco life.
Which is like a credit union, basically, a savings and credit cooperative.
Exactly. A really effective way to pool resources and invest. It's all about leveraging those shared goals for actual tangible progress.
Makes sense.
And what the source really underscores is the deeper meaning of money. It's not just about flexing, as they put it.
Showing off.
Yeah. It's freedom. It's choices, opportunities, security for your future together.
That's powerful.
And they end that section with this great advice. Y'all worried about matching outfits? Match your financial goals first.
Ooh, that puts things in perspective. Seriously.
Doesn't it? Priorities.
Okay, so summing up this deep dive then. The core advice from the source seems pretty clear. Talk about money early.
Yep. Get it out there.
It's not about being rich. It's about being aligned.
Exactly. That alignment is key. You don't need $1 million.
Yeah.
You just need a plan.
A shared plan.
A shared plan. And maybe even more important, you need someone who doesn't panic when you say the word budget.
Yes. Someone willing to face reality with you.
Right. Not run from it. Someone who sees it as teamwork, not an accusation.
That's a great way to put it. Okay, so a final thought to leave everyone with, straight from our source today. Something to chew on. Love is patient. Love is kind. But love with no money will test your mind.
Oof. Yeah. That says it all, really. A powerful reminder.